is like
this is good.
This is a good part right here. Avalanche! Avalanche! Oh my god! Quick! G-Man's bird! Follow my track! It's awesome! Hey, buddy! Last Saturday, we had a avalanche incident. We kicked off an avalanche, snowboard triggered avalanche. Our buddy Jeff here got fully buried. Pretty hectic. Luckily, as you see, he is alive today and with us, but we're gonna go through and review the footage, just kind of get people's reactions, talk a little bit about what happened in the day, what went right, what went wrong, mistakes we made, and hopefully some ways we can have this never happen again. Hopefully you guys can benefit from this video, see some of the things we did right, see some of the things we did wrong, and empower you with the ability to make smarter decisions. Cool? Sound good, fellas? Okay, so I figured we could go just start, introduce yourself. We could talk, maybe say a little bit about your backcountry experience, any training you have. Yeah, something like that. So I'm Tom. I've been riding backcountry for the better part of probably 25 years. I started with ski area access backcountry, Mount Baker, early 90s. In the late 2000s, I picked up a snowmobile, started doing backcountry access that way with all these dudes, some split boarding, and I'm area trained, so I got my level 1 area certification. I've done several avalanche rescue classes throughout the years. I do an avalanche awareness class usually every season, at the beginning of the season at I-90 Motorsports. Yeah, and so maybe we go with Hale.
I'm Hale. I've been riding backcountry since about 1985. I've basically predominantly been backcountry ski access, ski area access, or just straight backcountry. I had a pro career for a long time, and then I'm certified as a level 2 Canadian Avalanche Association, so I got some guiding and some snow science in there. Been through a bunch of kind of refreshers throughout the years. Spent a lot of time, basically in the backcountry with these guys, as well as a couple other guys, just getting back as deep as we can and trying to be as safe as possible.
Cool, I'll go. Jeff, similar to Tom, most of my backcountry experience first started in the early 90s out at Mount Baker. Through some close calls out in the Baker side country, started taking some avalanche awareness classes, taken several of those through the years, but it's been a while since I've refreshed on that. And in the meantime, it's mostly been just side country and some split boarding and whatnot.
And we want to move away from calling it side country.
It's all country.
Ski access backcountry. All guys definitely have side country in our minds, but it's backcountry. It's uncontrolled. Just to set the perspective there. So I'm not good at being noisy.
No.
All right.
Yep. My name's Clem. I also started backcountry access at Mount Baker in the 90s. Then moved back to the Alpental zone, and so there's plenty of backcountry there. Area 1, you pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Trained. And but don't practice as often as probably a lot of people do, but backcountry off sleds for maybe the last 10 years, and so that seems to be where you get farther out and a little more uncontrolled zones.
Yeah, for sure.
About it.
Okay, cool. So we all know there was an avalanche that occurred, but maybe we can talk just a little bit about the beginning of the day, kind of how you prepped yourself for the day, for that particular day, maybe kind of what you did or thoughts you had going into the day. Myself, I check the avalanche report anytime before we go out. I usually do it in the truck first thing in the morning as I drive up. I was aware danger was high, above tree line, considerable below tree line. I was definitely concerned a little bit about getting into the zone because we do have to we climb from 4,000 feet to about 5,500 feet. There's 2 steep climbs that probably are 25, 30 degrees maybe. So I was a little concerned about that. I spoke briefly with Hale in the car. We talked about it a little bit. What do you think, Hale?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the first thing that I was doing was looking at the winds and kind of where it was loading, where they were coming from, as well as the temperatures and how much snow we got. And of course, always look at the avalanche report. You want to know what, kind of what the conditions are going to be like from their perspective, the forecast, any kinds of observations, as well as looking at whatever the mountain's giving you as you walk in, right? So as you kind of get into the zone, you're looking for anything that might have been moving. And we didn't see anything that was really moving. It was pretty wind scoured. The first climb in wasn't too bad. We were definitely cautious taking a look at that one. And as we got in, we knew of a face that we wanted to stay away from, a couple of face aspects that we weren't really wanting to get into. And once we got into the zone, we noticed that the wind has loaded where we expected to be loading, which was in the ravine, and we kept riding it, and it was pretty stable. So I was pretty happy with at least the first part of the day before it started snowing. Got real windy.
Yeah, I think my perspective changed a little bit as we pulled up into the zone. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's better in the trees. I'm just blowing into it. Yeah. Because you had been up the day before and you said it was above, like around 5,000 feet. There was fresh snow, 1.5 feet or something like that. So I kind of expected this really like traditional kind of soft snow. We came over the crest, it was windy and it was hard. It was really like this wet, hard layer on top, and it kind of changed my thinking a little bit. I went from being, I'm super paranoid because I don't see this like, 1.5 feet of visible snow, right? And we took that first like 2 runs, and we were laughing because we were like, hard pal, right? Kind of weird snow. It's got a real wet northwest hard pow going on. So we were riding some really mellow trees. I mean, those trees are probably 20, 25 degrees. It's probably pretty low aspect. But it changed how I felt from that worry I had coming into the day, from the way I felt when I pulled into the zone and made that first climb. We got up there and I was like, it's just another
normal kind of day.
Another normal kind of day.
Yeah.
You guys?
I was well aware of avalanche conditions. I read through all the NWAC stuff, and I'm fully aware of the 2 layers that were down there. Matt and I had just hit that same zone, I think the week before, so I was leery of the same spot that you guys were, essentially knowing that that's probably not where we want to be. And then also I was hesitant, and just that climb up I knew was a treacherous area where you don't want anything to happen, and I was struggling up that, and I felt really guilty because I felt I was putting these guys in danger to come help me out. So that was weighing on me, and was fully 100% aware of the conditions and where we should have gone and where not to.
Yeah, as far as the alerts, Tom, basically, we talked about in the parking lot, I believe, before we even started sledding up, that there was some high danger that was kind of lowering. And just observation-wise, after our first couple runs, we kind of moved about this face, changing our zone. And I mean, from run to run, the snow conditions were changing, and kind of falsely believed that, this kind of seems like it's getting better. Like,
right.
It seemed more solid.
Yeah.
And nothing was releasing, no sloughs, but the layer was just much deeper.
Yeah.
I think one of the things we were missing is that the temperature had gone up a little bit, and the wind had picked up quite a bit, and we'd gotten a lot of new snow. And I think one of the key features that I don't think we really recognized was when we didn't see our tracks.
Right. Yeah, we came down, we were like, yay, reset, right?
It was a real fast reset with a lot of wind.
It's like a whole new day out here.
And why the whole reason we like that zone so much is because it holds in that little pocket, right? So it gives that steep trees a lot of fun, but the same wind is picking up and loading up on top of that ridge, and that's, unfortunately, ended up.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to go see the footage?
Yeah.
You want to go see
Can't wait.
the slide?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go in the house where it's warm, and we'll watch some footage here. Thanks, guys. It's like a whole new day out here. Whoa.
See a little kicker down there?
Oh yeah. This sounds good right here. This is like
This is good.
This is a good part right here. Yeah. Avalanche! 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 Anyone see G-Man? G-Man! Oh my God! Clemmy! G-Man's bird! Clemmy, grab tools! I'm on search. 7.8, 7.5, 2.85. Clemmy, switch to search. I got 9. Am I picking up Clemmy? I got 4 or 5.
You on,
3.
you on search? I'm on search.
I'm right here. I'm right here. 2, 1, 9.
We throw, we shovel. What?
Shit. One 5, 1 1 1.
Yeah, we're using right here.
It's right here, right here,
Right here.
right here.
We shovel. We shovel. Yeah, we shovel right here, dude.
Do we have a mark?
Yeah, he's right here.
Right here, right here, right here. We got a jacket. We got a jacket.
Oh, we gotta get him.
Hold on, G-Man.
Back it in. Come on, dude.
Get his head out. Get his head out. There's his head. There's his head. There's his head. You got it. We got you, G-Man. G-Man. G-Man.
Mouth up.
Breathe, G-Man. Breathe. Breathe. Oh my God. Oh my God. Grab more gear. Good search, boys. Good search. Come on. Yeah, I did. Thank you. I tried to watch him. I could see he was getting in there. We got it.
I saw it swipe him as I stuck to my arm.
Escalator, come on. Go.
I gotta find my.
Clear downhill climbing.
That whole slope flew,
Yeah.
came down,
Whole fucking thing.
and caught us midway.
I'm okay.
We got G-Man in the hole. We found him, found enough, so he's good.
Are you breathing okay, G-Man? Can you talk? G-Man. Okay,
good.
good. We got you. Is your arm okay? You all right? Right there?
You still got board on.
Yeah, let's get it board on. I'm so glad you're home.
I bet, dude.
My God. Whew.
We just did what you do for us, bro.
It's all right, G-Man. Fuck. Oh. Oh my God.
That was huge, dude.
All right?
Yeah.
Fucking hey, dude. I saw him and I just saw him go. I saw you go under right there.
Good burly, come on.
Oh. Holy shit, you all right? Totally good.
We should probably get out of here because that
I'm
top
good.
slope is.
Holy
This is the one that's gonna slide.
Well, the one on top
This
is
is the steepest fucking part.
This is the one. Look at the fucking
Look at that
fracture
crowd.
point.
Only one that I thought about when I was cutting across it.
Well, I
But
saw
this
it all
isn't the
poof.
best fucking idea.
As you did your hit, he came down. I still
You meant, dude, without you yelling, it wouldn't be it. Because I heard it. You say it, and I heard it coming. So, and I just saw G-Man. I saw him going under. So I was watching him, trying to find a mark while getting out. But dude, I ended up right here, like.
Yeah, dude, that's burly.
Good job, you guys.
Let's not do that again.
Jesus fucking Christ, guys. Holy fuck. No, that's why we had it. That's why I was like, go get gear, go get gear. That's a hot moment, dude. That was fucking hot.
I'd say that was just round and about.
Okay, you guys ready? Ready to debrief?
Brief them up.
So, you guys just saw the footage. Any thoughts? G-Man, you were under the whole time. Why don't you
Yeah.
give us your perspective? I want to hear like what your experience, because I know ours from the
Yeah.
top, but from down below, because that's probably really terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I owe you guys my life. Every one of all three of you. It was sketchy as shit. Like I dropped, turned, and probably cut it. I went too far out on that face and cut too far, and then it was almost simultaneously. I could feel the shift and hail yelling.
You felt
Avalanche.
you felt it break and start to move.
Yeah, start to move,
Yep.
and then I could see the wave in front of me
You saw
coming
it
down.
curl.
It was just, and then the one that came from behind, it was just white from then on out, and I was freaking the fuck out because obviously I knew where our packs were. I knew where all that stuff was. I knew I did not have my bag on, so a lot of like, what in the fuck are you doing? And then I knew the trees that I was sliding towards the trees.
Could you tell how fast you were going?
I couldn't really. I kind of lost all sense. I was really just trying to, and that shit was so heavy. It was almost cement, totally, almost instantly cement-like. I was just trying to keep up as much as I could, but as soon as it hit the board, the board just loaded on there.
Right to the bottom.
Right to the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw, when he yelled Avalanche, I looked back over my shoulder and I saw you. I saw your coat, and I saw the wave. I looked forward, and then I'm like, I see like the orange coat kind of in my peripheral, and then I passed that tree, and that's where you went away. right? So when I came around the corner, unstrapped and ran to the field, I looked up and my last scene point was about probably 50 to 100 feet from where the slide stopped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can tell you, my heart dropped. Like, I looked into that field and I thought you were gone. I mean, oh my God! I was defeated for a moment, you know, like I just felt like, I felt my heart drop and I was like, fuck no, like not today. And just like, and then it just switched modes. Like it was just almost automatic. And Hale yelling Avalanche. Avalanche! Avalanche! I mean, I think that made a huge difference. You kind of instantly took command of the situation.
Yeah, good decibels, Hale, because I heard it too.
Well,
yeah,
you know,
that was the farthest.
Well,
yeah.
From where I was sitting, you know, I knew already kind of what I just had a hesitation on that full face already. So I came on the shoulder and watched you guys go down. You hit the hit I like to hit. It was great. I'm like excited for everybody. I see you go, and as soon as you did that heel turn, I saw the whole slope blow, and right there, I'm like, I gotta get on the horn, right? I mean, these guys don't know. It's gonna definitely hit you. I gotta get these guys out of the way so they can help me because it's probably gonna get you. So I'm yelling Avalanche. I give it the 3 Avalanche so you guys know I'm not fucking around. And I see you guys move forward, and I watch you. Keep my eye on you because you're my most worried. Like, and you just sunk about 100 feet before those trees, and you just were gone. You're in the dust, and so I'm at the top. I know these guys are okay because I can see you come around the tree, and so I get in the rubble and I come down, and it's like, okay, we're gonna find you. I said fuck like 3 times. I was like, fuck! I don't have my shit! Fuck!
There was a lot of cursing
And
going
so,
on.
you know, and I'm like, this isn't gonna happen today. Just like him. And like, get the shit out, let's go find this guy. Because we got the tools to do it.
Yeah.
And I got the training, you guys got the tools, we can make this, you guys got training, we all know, we've got a good team. I'm hoping, and the reason I you know, when you thank me, I'm not, yes, you're welcome, but I want you to do that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
Absolutely.
You guys are all my lifeline, you know,
Yep, exactly.
out there, and that's why I'm always like, you know, that's why Clemmy, I roped you into some.
Thank you, Tom.
Some search.
Yeah,
I mean,
sign me up.
that's why. I mean, I've always kind of been like, and Hale. I mean, we don't practice. We really don't very often, and luckily, we practiced 2 weeks ago. I mean, I think
on
that
crappy snow day.
I think that search. I mean, as little as it was, one search in the last 2-3 weeks, it was the mindset, right? And when we did that search, I took it really seriously, and I think I've done. I haven't practiced, and I should practice more. I mean, that's just. I feel like there's so many things we can do in the future to do better, but I think the culmination of training, coming up to this point, and being familiar with my gear made a big difference, right?
Yeah.
And
I think training and drills are the key. I mean, I try and get at least one beacon find. You know, I was practicing with my kid this summer. Trying to teach him just as a fun thing in the house and outside. So it's like just getting used to that. And I just got that T4, so I really wanted to get some time on it to understand the interface and to look at it. And it worked great. And, you know, Tom and I have spent enough time, I think, now riding together. It's like I want to make sure that if we're going to be out together, we're both proficient and find each other. And as we add more people to those things, I want to make sure everyone is. And the great thing that I've seen from this group is that, you know, you take all of the gear with you. You always ride with your bag. You'll sometimes check us as we leave for beacon checks, which a lot of people just don't do. And I won't ride with people who I feel are gonna not be able to save me or gonna be a problem, because the last thing I want to deal with is a bunch of paperwork after having one of my friends die, right? And that's like the worst thing you could possibly have to do. So for me, I look at that as the tools that we have. We need to know how to use them, and any kind of drill we can do or any kind of training you can do is always a benefit, right? It's a good thing. So, you know, it's something we'll just institute into more. And I don't think we do anything super unsafe, because I think we take pretty cautious, you know, views at where we go and the zones we try and ride. And I think when you do that, you minimize these exposures. But we're out there every weekend or multiple times per week,
Yeah.
you're gonna have these things happen. It's a numbers
Yeah.
game.
It's definitely a numbers game.
Yeah.
And
Like you said, we've all been doing this for 20 plus years, and this is by far the most substantial thing. I've been caught in some sloughs that were waist high and pushed down the slope, but this is sort of a big one for all of us.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had a burial. I mean, you guys had Cole get buried a couple of years back, but that wasn't even a full burial.
It was a bag burial with his face.
Bag burial with his face.
Which was great. But yes, it wasn't. You could see his back, which is great.
Yeah. I mean, this was the fucking real deal. I mean, it was
so grateful. And after watching the footage and just seeing you guys in action, you guys wasted no time in calling out directions and distances.
Well, I was with you, G-Man, when I heard Hale yell. I mean, and I looked up, saw Tom was safe. I heard Hale. I immediately said, "Where's G-Man?" And Tom was at that point panicking, and I was like, "This is bad. The snow's fucking heavy.
Yeah.
And if we don't see G-Man, like, my thought was like, nobody has a fucking shovel,
Right.
like." And so luckily our sleds were nearby, because that didn't have to be that way. I mean, that was lucky.
Yeah.
So, and luckily I basically parked my sled where your body was.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there could have been a variable that would have taken us at least a couple more minutes more, and it would have been a totally different.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's a combination of luck, and I mean, it's definitely.
But there's definitely skill involved in.
Oh yeah, you guys found them.
We were within the realms of if you get your certification, we were right there. So you're right on par with what you should be. And I think with Tom and I's help and your help, and we were able to to avert a really bad outcome. And I think that was a huge thing, just by having the right tools, knowing how to use them. And you're right, we didn't have the shovel with us, which we should have, but
it was close by.
we at least all had peeps, which is one thing, and we were able to
And
get
how to use
them.
them.
And we knew we were lapping in one zone. And I think what's going to happen out of this is people are going to look at it and say, "You guys didn't do. You guys should always ride with your gear." Well, in some cases, when you're doing laps, you don't always ride with your gear, because you just don't. I mean, I might more now, but I don't normally.
And what your point is, I mean,
Unfortunately,
there's always an assumption of some level of risk.
Yeah,
Whether
I
it's
mean,
a little bit bigger,
totally.
whether it's a little bit smaller, we all do it, and that's part of
We're in the
hanging out in the
backcountry.
backcountry.
I love that you do carry your stuff, but I need to now, take a look back and say, to save your ass,
Right.
do I have the right tools?
Right.
Because if you and your shovel
Well-
are gone, I might be able to find you, but how long is it going to take me to get you?
And I'm the 75% of the time wearing the pack, right? Most of the time, right? And that's just I ride with the airbag.
Smart move.
But I mean, in the morning, both of us had our airbag on long after you guys had taken your packs off. I went over the footage, and I'm like, me and G-Man are riding with our packs most of the day.
Mine's gone right off the bat.
But you didn't.
Which is just it's a party foul on my side in this event, because we had an incident. But if it was another day like we always had, it would have been just another day.
Yeah.
So it's almost like one of these things is like, it helps me understand I might need to bring one more key piece.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the one thing that I'm kind of proud of all of us is we all took a roll, right? Hale was up above, had probably the best view.
Yeah.
Tom knew that he was part of the surge because he was close, and I knew I wasn't part of the surge because all I saw was the face sled. I never saw G-Man.
Yeah.
And I knew that we didn't have our pack, so my role was
Go get
our fucking
Yeah,
shit.
Get the shit,
get the
And
gear.
lucky again, we're just to kind of put a bow on it, is we're not being irresponsible where we have our shit 12 miles away.
Yeah,
And we're not
it's close.
I mean, one of the things I think people don't realize a lot of times when we're doing sled access runs, a lot of times they're really short, right? Where we're literally, sleds are within a stone's throw of each other. Like with the cliff line that we're doing jumps, that was a 200, 300 foot vertical run, right? And so it's no place for complacency, right? I mean, I bear a lot of responsibility for not having my gear on me, because I know a lot better. I try to ride with as much as possible, but I think, I think we get in a little bit of this mindset sometimes where we're just sessioning like some jumps or something like that. So we're like, oh, well, take our gear off, right? Because
Yeah.
hot lapping, and
It's kind of the way I've always ridden.
right, right.
Let's face
Right.
it, it's more comfortable to ride with
It
that.
is, it
I
is.
don't like riding with
Right.
a pack that's heavy.
I know how freeing it is because
Top heavy.
I carry a 32-liter pack. I mean, I bring all this stuff in the event that we're trapped overnight, right? That's what's in my pack. I mean,
Yeah.
if I brought the stuff to survive at least a day or two in the event that we're trapped in the backcountry. That's why I carry a 32-liter
You
pack.
gotta have, for sure.
But the part of that is it's heavy as hell, right? And
Yeah.
when we're
And it's
doing
top heavy
it's
with
top
that.
heavy. So
With
when I'm
that.
doing jumps, it throws me over a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty used to it, but you know, I think about what am I going to do in the future, because that's still going to be a place where I'm like, oh, I don't want to ride the 32-liter pack all the time, right? Like,
Well, I think here's, I take I rode Alaska with a bag that had a probe and a shovel.
yeah.
That was all I rode Alaska
Like
with,
a
and
straight
we
up
had
old Dakine
Right.
heli
we
pack.
had,
Oh, yeah, I mean, I did that for
we had
15 years,
We had
right?
multiple burials out there, and we were able to get stuff done without having a big bulky pack on. So I've taken that kind of thing, and as I look at the kind of stuff that we're doing, I always like, this isn't. I'm trying not to put myself in too exposed. We did,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm always trying to take that cautious look and say, if I don't have anything, like we do many times, first run, bag.
Oh yeah, first run.
Always
every,
a bag.
Every time.
I'm gonna check it out, see what the stability's like, and then I'm gonna be a little more free with
Yeah.
it. And that's just my mentality. And in fact, and now what I think about it is, how can I save you? So,
Right.
or how can I save you and you without a shovel? And I couldn't do very well. Luckily, we were able to get to you fairly quickly. But ultimately, now I'm going to change my method to go back to at least meet a minimum of
Yeah.
these three things that you should have in any place where you do backcountry.
Yeah.
And that's a shovel, a probe, and a beacon.
Yeah.
And if you can add an airbag to that in a good, easily way, then airbag as well. I mean, any of these things are great tools to have. But I just need to take a different mentality.
And I used to be a lot better about digging pits. Like we used to be
Yeah.
mandatory to
Right.
dig at least 2 pits.
Oh yeah.
We did
On
pits.
different aspects.
We did
Just
pits
to-
by getting the sled stuck, and
Right.
we pull it out.
It's
We
a whole
analyze
different- it's a whole
analyze
different-
the-
yeah,
we
so-
analyze the stuff back right there.
We actually talked about digging pit that day.
We did
Yeah,
in
we
the
said
car.
we need to look at one on
We
that
said we
on
should-
that face if we're going to go. If we're
Yeah.
going to do
Just
something
see
on that
how
aspect.
Yeah.
easily it.
Yeah, and then I kind of already had looked at I knew the 3 layers, the ice layer
Yeah.
and the really weak faceted layer. The thing that broke on us there was a wind slab,
Yeah.
hard wind slab, that had been deposited over the last 2 days. It wasn't anything that, it didn't even go down to it went to the last ice layer we went up there on,
Yeah.
like the 3
It
weeks
was just
before
big
that.
because it was catching the wind.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
catching
Holding that,
everything.
again, slope, preference, wind, the weight of that snow, it just was all up there.
Yeah. And Matt and I had ridden that the week before that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
1 week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've
You know-
talked about that slope for a long time. Like
We all-
we
yeah.
I think
Many days.
I think there's been a couple of many days where we've come in, rolled into that thing, and been like, nah, probably.
It's just the point as it rolls.
Yeah,
And
it's just an extremely.
it seems like not a very critical thing, right? It's only 500 feet.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
a-
do 2 turns in
Yeah,
it.
it's a two-turn
Okay.
pace,
Yeah.
right?
Not gonna get me. I'm
Right.
fine.
I'm going to be hauling ass.
Right.
Right.
I'm gonna be out there before it ever starts to move. But as you saw, and as we all saw, that whole slope goes, and it's done. It just slides out. So
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah,
done
like
in
I
a
said,
second.
from my view, I was looking through the trees. I mean, I equate it to a heavy day at Snoqualmie Falls where just the whole thing was dropping faster than water.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it looked crazy from up above,
Yeah.
but I was like, I
It
mean,
was
it's
nuts.
mind-blowing.
I've had 4 burials that I've been a part of, and this was one of the worst ones from my perspective of where I could see what happened. Best outcome, worst looking.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
Yeah.
the terrain was bad. The other ones I've been on, I could see the person as they went, and full burials, but I had a real good idea where they were. Other ones where I could see something, but in this case, saw nothing, and there's only,
Slipped
and we
in.
had no equipment, and so that was where I was. I had a fuck this.
That was your fucks.
Yeah,
I heard
I'm
that.
like, fuck.
I was in the same
Fuck
thing.
this.
I was in the
like,
same
fuck
place.
this. Because that's just, it's my stupidity, and as well, easily preventable, by
We
just
are
not
all
knowing it.
equally.
Yeah,
every one of us.
we
knew.
all play a part of it. I mean,
Well,
it's,
Ian told me, he's like, you should have said something, and I said, and how I said was, and I think, even if I have a reservation, I'm not the police. I can give my opinion.
Yeah.
But we're all grown men and we
Well,
can make a decision.
I think it's a crucial part of it though, right? Is like
Gotta voice your
voicing
opinion.
it, right? Because like I showed you guys some of the signs that happened during the day that I look at in retrospect, right? Like the first time we traversed over to that face, me and Clemmy, and it's blowing sideways, and I'm all hostile. It's hostile, right?
Yeah.
Ow! But I wasn't like, oh, it's hostile, look how it's blowing into that face, right? Like, it was, right?
Yeah.
And then the slough slide that happened under the cliff bland, I called it to myself. Doing a little slough slide. Nobody was there. I'm all up, slough, but I never said, hey guys, I saw a little slough, which I'm not always super worried about slough, but it's still a sign.
Indicator.
It's still an indicator. And then the fracture that happened on top of the lower cliff band where I did call that out and called it to you, and yeah,
Oh, it all moved? That didn't move, did it?
yes, that moved.
You got a whole side from Murph?
This right here. And then I kind of just rationalized it, right?
You're right on the side.
I was on the side, I'm on the top of a cliff.
Clemmy just dropped a monster 60-foot off there.
Clemmy dropped a 60-foot arrow off of it.
Yeah, there's no problem. I got this.
no problem.
I'm gonna land the bottom.
Clear.
The rubble just make it softer.
Right.
That's fine.
The one thing I mean, I cannot thank you guys enough. One thing that stuck with me is the whole aspect of saying like this person died doing what they love. That is comforting to people that are at the funeral.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to die suffocating.
I absolutely.
They go, he was in the
That's-
mountains, he loved it. No, I was fighting for my life until
Yeah,
the
that
fucking last
Yeah,
goddamn breath.
no, I
Complete
mean, it's
nutter.
definitely not the way I want to die. I want to see any of my friends die. I absolutely love snowboarding. I have. It's one of my favorite things of all time. It's freeing. It connects me to nature, but it's not worth dying for.
No.
No. If you got hit by a bolt of lightning and instantaneously died while snowboarding,
All right.
So you just evaporated.
Not
Your board just keeps
not
on going, or you're
slowly-
just gone.
Not
Like
slowly
that.
closing out, right? Like
Well, you know, I think one thing to learn from this is just, you know, to go with a good group that has the right training that can, you know, respond quickly and that saves lives. And we are the testament to that today.
Yeah, thanks you guys. All of it.
yeah, no, thank you guys. I think it's
Because next time.
yeah, you guys are brothers for life. You saved my life.
you would do it for us too, and that's the
I
point.
would.
You know,
That's
that's
the
one of
key.
the points
I would
is that
definitely.
it could happen to any of us. Like you said, it's a numbers game. It's being prepared.
It's gonna
making,
happen again.
It's making smarter decisions. You know, I think there's a big component to voice, right? Like, okay, if you're not gonna wear your pack, I'm gonna be like, hey, if you don't want to wear your pack, that's probably not cool for me.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, maybe that's my role in this is to like voice that.
True.
And
I'm not digging myself out with brown pack.
right.
Right.
And I mean, in the past, people have, you know, I've gotten safety tall. People like make me safety tall, watch big chat, whatever. I mean,
It's smart.
it's
Yeah.
but it's the moment I start losing my voice and I stop voicing it, you know, like putting it out there. It's like you guys can't take any reaction unless I go, dude, that fractured 8 feet wide of my board, that probably means shit's a little dangerous,
moving.
right?
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't say that, right? Or like, hey, look, it's blowing in here sideways. Like, I mean, that was early in the day. We were doing the tree run, so we were avoiding that face. So, you know, I didn't voice it at that time, but I didn't. We were at the bottom where I was like, dude, you should have seen how it was loading on that face. We should definitely stay away from that, right? Like,
For me, it was the beginning of the day. We all knew going in that there was a risk, some risk. We could have stayed away from anything that was as steep as that face was. We kind of all.
I think we
got
all knew
complacent.
too. I think we just.
Yeah, we all.
Like I said, my whole, I rationalized everything when I look back at it. Like I rationalized that moment when we pulled into the zone and the snow was hard, right? Where I was like, suddenly I was like, well, it's not as dangerous as they said, right? Like
Pockets.
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 And then we were finding good snow in places, right? So we'd find some trees, we'd find a little line that was soft, like, so yeah. I mean, it was great. It worked out. We're lucky. We're very lucky. There's no way you can look at the footage and know that your head was 4 feet from a tree. You were 3 feet under. Your feet were 4 to 5 feet under.
It was cold in there.
I bet it was cold.
You had some little 2 minutes and 37 seconds to think
A
about
little
it.
bit on ice.
How cold
right?
it was. Yeah.
So, well, cool. I think that's
Yeah,
all.
covered it.
We've
Good
got-
job, you guys, honestly.
Yeah,
Thanks for being here, G-Man.
I cannot thank you guys enough. I got some real nice custom Benchmade knives coming for you guys. Commemorate.
Well,
Got some more tattoos in the works.
right.
I'm gonna put some names on.
Han Solo
I'm gonna
engraved
initial
on.
your names, men's names on my body.
Solo.
Yeah, Han
Yeah, well, we're
Solo.
calling that face Han Solo now.
That's
What does it say? What is it? Cryo freezing?
It's the cryo for you.
Yeah, right.
Ooh,
The carbonite.
that's a good name.
Carbonite.
It's called
Yeah,
Carbonite.
We're gonna call
Right.
it carbonite. Yeah.
Carbonite,
That's the carbonite stuff. We gotta
Carbonite.
watch
Yeah.
out for it.
I mean,
Why'd you name it that?
Well,
don't
You don't
worry.
want to get
That's
packed in.
yeah.
You don't want to get packed in.
You don't want to find
You
out
don't
why
want to
we
be carbonated, bro.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you got something out of this. As you can see from everyone's opinions and the thoughts we've had, it was definitely a traumatic event. We've all, I think, learned from it. I think it's going to change some behavior patterns, I think. Hopefully we'll just all get a little bit better at voicing things we see and if someone doesn't want to ride with their pack, I'm going to be like, hey, you should do that. You should ride with your pack.
In case you want to dig my ass out.
I know that's funny.
That's right. You gotta dig my ass out, dude.
Yeah, I know.